Hello everybody. Uh, I decided I simply have to follow up with another knife opinion, and this time it's the CRKT Ryan 7 folding knife. I've been a huge fan of the CRKTs simply because of this piece, which is my all-time favorite knife. It's the CRKT M21. That's a really awesome piece. And I found that CRKT in the past, they really had some great designs, some great models, but many of those were discontinued. So lately they released again the Crawford Casper. Now that is a great knife. I've reviewed it and the rating is very high. This is a really great piece. And even the O6 steel on this model held up. Yeah, it's been adequate somehow. So when this knife was released again, I simply had to grab it. Well, a lot of people say this knife design is ugly. I don't. I think this knife design is really cool, and it's the only way. It's the only reason why I bought this knife. Just simply because of the design. I like the pretty white blade. I really like these gigantic thumb studs. I simply like the shape of the handle. Even the huge grooves for the finger, and that provides a lot of security. And yeah, I simply had to get the knife because it's very low in price. So I had good experiences with the previous models. So I thought that there's no reason not to buy this. I have to say in the beginning that this review is not going to be that much positive. Well, uh, let's start off with some things which I like, and that is it's got a thin blade. I believe this is just only a 2 mm thickness. If you want to compare it to the CRKT Crawford Casper, I will see the difference. Yep. So it's simply double the width. Not sure if you can see it. Okay, just double the width. So this is supposed to be a really good slicer, even though the grinding here it's not very high, but in combination with relatively thin blade, it's a good performer. The coating on the blade is somewhat I don't know, it's kind of a paint. To me it's not like DLC, or it's pretty shiny in fact. So it's definitely something different. I don't think the paint will hold very well, but I don't care. As I said, I like the finger grooves. The liner lock is okay. It works great. It's got a manual lock system, which is in fact it's a good design. I mean, the Crawford Casper also has manual locks, but as you can see, the button is quite protruding, and It's not natural. I mean, the button is a little bit higher than the scales in here, so that's a little bit strange to me. On the Ryan 7, it's really okay. It's well hidden in the groove for the lock in here, so that's okay. Um, However, there are some things that I don't like about this knife, and that will probably stop me from using it as a EDC knife. Well, to start, I found really strange. Okay, this is a minor issue, but you see this? Come on, get in focus. Yeah, this one groove is missing on this side, so that's weird to me. So that's a minor issue. What's a major issue for me are the thumb studs. I really like the design. I mean, it's something different. It does not make it much much easier to even to open or anything. These are just a cosmetic to me. Some guy says it's meant to push on it rather than put your thumb below, but I don't think so, because there is no much hole inside. There is no, you know, chimping. It's really smooth, and your finger will just slip out of it. I cannot open the knife like this. I can push my finger from below pretty easily, but this is no way how to do it. This way can be used on the CRKT because you can see there are some grooves, a really nice textured pattern in here, and when you do press it, so you get a fair amount of traction, but not with the Ryan 7. That's really smooth surface in here, so you have simply to put your thumb below as with usual thumb studs. So that's okay for me. The issue is, give me a second, when you try to sharpen the knife, because the thumb studs are really huge and they are, you know, protruding so much, they're making the blade so much thicker that in fact when you sharpen the knife like this, you simply scratch the thumb stud. Can't get in focus. You can see it, this point here. Yeah, that's scratched from my sharpening stones. It's the same on the other side. Yeah, it's scratched a little bit in here on the lower side. So that's the issue, and I'm using a 25 degrees on my Lansky sharpening set, and you can't do it because you will scratch your thumb studs. So I think that's really stupid. When someone was designing a knife, they simply had to keep this in mind. So that's really stupid. And finally, the worst, actually the worst negative thing that can happen to EDC knife that you carry in your pocket will be mentioned in the end of this review, and this thing is the pattern on the scales. Now you ask me why I say that. Because it's stupid, simply stupid. I cannot figure out why did a company like CRKT, how they simply could design such stupid scales. First off, the scales are held by screws, which I think you can see, 1, 2, 3, and one pivot screw in here. This front piece of the pattern is not held by its screw, and not sure if you can see it or not. And the issue is, it's simply, you can see it, it's not touching the liner. There's a little bit gap in between, so that's really stupid. And also an issue is when you're trying to put your knife into your pocket. I'll try it to demonstrate. I'm not sure how successful will I be. Let's imagine this piece of cloth is your jeans, and let me show you. Now I'm stuck. You see it? Because the cloth simply gets stuck in the grooves in here. So that's really stupid. It's almost impossible to put your knife into your pocket. You see it? Because the cloth gets stuck in the pattern. I really can't push it inside. And it is similar when you're taking the knife out of your pocket. Then sometimes it happens, the cloth just gets stuck and you can't pull it off. So that's stupid. That's a big mistake. It's a big failure on a folding knife. Other than that, the knife would be fine. I mean, I like the design. It's really good in the hand. The blade shape is okay. There's a nice grip below here for, you know, precise cutting or whatsoever. The reverse grip, it's nice. The design is okay. The blade is relatively thin, allows for good cutting, good slicing, but you know, it's very difficult to put it in and out of your pocket, and that's a major issue for me. The thing is, the Ryan 7 was very cheap, and in fact I could get 2 Ryan 7s for one of these knives for tenacious, and for the price I paid to purchase this knife, I'm quite happy. It's a good value, it's okay, a really nice design to me, and in fact it can be somewhat a beater knife to me, simply just because I cannot carry it that much with this kind of pocket clip and zigzag pattern, which is totally shit. So that in fact can put this knife to a really abusing folder. So in fact I may end up using this knife more than others, even though it's not much better. It's not better at all, I think, but it's okay. All in all, it's no blade play, rock solid as usual with CRKT. So that's the issue. Yeah, that would be a deal breaker for me if I knew it, but for the price it's okay. So thanks for watching, guys, and testing will follow, I think.